Hey, I'm Nick Williams with Medicare Millionaire, and I'm here with Joey Turner. And Joey is doing a bang up job. How's it going, Joey?
It's going good, Nick.
So, I want to go back a couple months. I kind of sort of challenged you were doing fine on the phone sales, and I kind of sort of challenged you to go out in the field face to face for the AEP, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. You wanted to see what could happen, and I was kind
Yeah.
of curious too. So worked out pretty well so far.
That's not new for you, though.
No, it's not.
Yeah, you've been out face to face for final expense, correct? Or
A little bit of final expense, but I've been out face to face for Medicare sales before. That's what I did last year.
now it's different this year, though. Give me some general numbers in total sales.
Okay. Year to date,
No, just
uh,
in the AEP, just the
oh,
AEP.
just AP. Okay. So total sales, of course, mixed bag of everything. Right now, I've got 54 pending applications.
Okay.
And
That's great,
compared to
Joey.
last year, it's more than I had for the whole AEP. So big
Yeah,
difference.
yeah. So you're experienced a little bit more so, but what would you attribute the dynamic that has caused the explosive growth in production?
Oh, it's absolutely leads. Last year I ran out of leads during AEP and I had to wait for another mail drop. This year
Hmm.
I've got 8+ appointments every single day.
Right, yeah, and that's great. See the people, be competent, have a good product, which goes without saying. There's lots of good products out there, and then just be able to talk to somebody. But hey Joey, I want to commend you on something. Everybody I talk to that because you do training as well, correct?
Yes, I do.
Everybody that everybody that I talk to says, "Man, Joey's really good at that." Just letting you know
Well,
that.
thank you. I do
Yeah,
my best.
they just say that you get nothing but praise, and I just want you to know that, my friend. But and you deserve it because you do a good job. So you're out there, you're running these appointments, and you're getting that's 2 weeks down, 2 full weeks, correct?
Yes,
In AEP. All
right.
right. So 2 full weeks and 54 sales. I will bring another dynamic into this, and that is that you being able to put up these kind of numbers. Now, some people can put up more, but most people less. Uh, but Joey, you're a superstar, man.
If you say so, Nick.
I do. You are a superstar. And Joe, you can do this all year round by manipulating the demographics of the people that you can see. You can maintain this pace all year. So, but this is good. And we talked not long ago about you needing to be successful and like having a big AEP, and it's happening. How do you feel about it?
I feel great. It's really exciting. It is. Last year AEP wasn't that great for me. So to actually see what people talk about is really awesome.
Tell me a little bit. Let's help the people watching. Okay, what type of presentation do you have walking through the door and sitting down and beginning your presentation? Because that's where I believe it starts. Of course, it starts there, but that means everything. Tell me about how you handle that.
So I always approach it from a perspective of I'm not there to sell you anything. I'm there to help you. I
Mm-hmm.
want to do a review with you. And, if I can save you money on your med sup or whatever the case may be, that's what I'm there to do. So I don't
Mm-hmm.
approach it from I'm here to sell you a policy.
Mm-hmm.
All I do is I sit down and I talk to them about their health, about their doctors, what's going on with them, where, issues that they might be having. And I just look for opportunities.
And do you find people are mostly receptive to you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I definitely do. Now, there's always people that say no, but
Mm-hmm.
I think that's
Sure.
just the name of the game.
You've been training Christian
Hmm.
Woodring. We had him on an interview. He's done a good job, and he attributes a lot of his success to you. So that's another feather in your cap. And then it should be acknowledged that you're doing good things there. But he says that it's the being composed and relaxed. How do you maintain that composure and that relaxed manner?
Well, I'm not expecting anything.
Mhm.
I don't care if the appointment lasts 2 hours and we become friends. If there's a way I can help them, I'll help them. And that's all I do. I just go see people with no expectation. And that keeps me in check too, keeps my emotions in check. So I'm not let down if there's nothing to do. If there's nothing to do, I just move on.
Right, right. And that's an intelligent approach. And the expectation can't be there, because then there's disappointment.
Right.
Now the way I look at this is, over the course of a week, you know that the numbers will take care of themselves. So I would say the expectation could be there in a sense, but not the worry.
Mhm.
Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, that makes sense. But I always have at least 8 appointments. And if I have at least 8 appointments, I know that I'll get one or two at least, if not 3 or 4.
And you and I
So
talk a lot, and I don't believe there's been a day where you haven't made a sale.
no, except for when I haven't gone out. Every time I go out, I make something.
What do you say to the individuals that say, well, the leads aren't good? And I'm not talking about the leads that you're running, but any leads.
Any lead can be good or bad. It's about you. It's not about the leads.
Mm-hmm.
You could take any kind of lead and go make a sale. It's about
Mm-hmm.
how you talk to people and how you approach people.
I've talked about this with you before. You and I have totally different styles, but similar outcomes. And you're much more composed, whereas I'm much more, I would say, outgoing. But it's not a matter of outgoing. I'm more, shall we say, exuberant, and but it still works. It's the confidence. Can you talk about that?
Confidence is very important. If you're in an
Let me ask you
appointment,
this. I want to cut you off. I did.
you're good.
Where does your confidence come from? Where does Joey Turner? Why are you so relaxed and not worried? I could say we just talked about it, but tell me more, because this is a big deal, Joey.
Well, yeah, it is. A lot of agents struggle with this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm confident because I'm confident as a person. I'm
Mm-hmm.
confident that I can have a conversation with another human being and, develop a friendship or ask questions. You can't be afraid to ask questions.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have to know everything. A lot of people get caught up in knowing every single plan, every single
Mm-hmm.
detail. Google will tell you anything you want. And if you can have a real conversation with people, you can research whatever you need to research while you're sitting there talking to them. So I'm not worried about not having an answer to their question, because I'm the one asking the questions, first of all. And I know what I'm asking. So I'm directing the conversation the way I want it to go.
Yeah, and if you're out there and you just relax and have a decent conversation, again, as you said previously, if you don't sell them, you just move on to the next house. If you go through, like I like to go through talking about health and stuff like that, and have a nice long conversation, then without mentioning anything about sales, no products, no comparing anything, nothing about what is in it for me, other than the alternative being that I just talk to you about where you stand if you're a prospect with your health, medications, doctors, do you have an agent, stuff like that. I find that that's like a half hour, 45-minute conversation sometimes. And through that process, I kind of sort of know what to do.
That's the same thing I experience.
Yeah. Do you take a similar approach? Because I know we've kind of sort of talked about this, but you do things differently. Do you go through the health questions?
I do. I take a very similar approach, and I got my sales presentation from you, Nick. I attribute that to you, because what I was doing before was not as comprehensive.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I go through health questions. I ask about, how are you paying for your drugs? We go over the low income subsidy. I do all that before I even ask about what, if they have a plan G or whatever they're on. I don't even know at that point, because I really am just trying to help them. If I have to apply for extra help and I don't make a sale, I'm still doing something good for that person, and that will eventually come back for me.
Yeah. So in trying to help those that may be watching, so we go through this process. It's a relaxed process. There's no expectation or no worry. We always expect we're going to sell a bunch of insurance, but not on this house. We don't have to worry about it, right?
Right.
Now you get to the end, Joey, near the end. You've kind of sort of have established by asking all these questions and having a nice long conversation what you're going to do. What's your transition? Like, how do you set up now for the close, if you will?
So it depends on what they have. But while I'm going through everything, I've discovered what they have. It's one of the last questions I ask. So if I feel that there is something I can do for them, at that point, then if they have a Medicare supplement, I'm going to start talking about rates. If they have a Medicare Advantage plan and they've asked me to help them, then I'm going to do a scope of appointment and we're going to start looking at plans. So it's not transactional. It's just, I think I have a solution that will work for you. Let me show you what I have.
Okay. And by asking another thing, something I want to point out that you may or may not be aware of, Joey, by having this longer conversation up front, you create the possibility that you can sell other products. And let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. If I come in and I say, I'm here to address your Medicare insurance, what I need to do is I need to review what you have and then see if we can help you and make things better. And then I review their Medicare and then I make a Medicare recommendation for something else. That's very limited. I haven't developed rapport and I can't easily now sell a final expense as easily. But if I've done all this Q&A and we've had a nice conversation and we've developed rapport, now, Joey, I can go any direction. They don't need help with Medicare. Well, that's fine because I'm not going to try to sell it. Where again, in contrast, if I try to sell something and then I'm not successful, now I switch gears. I don't think I'll be as successful. Do you follow me there?
I agree with you, Nick. I've found hospital indemnities. I've found life insurance. I've found annuities. And like you said, you're not there to sell the Medicare. You'll find things.
Yes. Now you've sold, let's talk about the hospital indemnity because how much in commissions do you have just in the past week on that?
Let me see.
Ballpark.
Close to $5,000.
That's crazy. Now you're getting, are you putting cancer and stuff on those?
Well, it depends. It depends. If it's somebody who's not used to paying for anything, then I'll probably keep it real small, very basic. But if they're paying $300 a month for something else, then yeah, I'll run the premium to full comprehensive benefits, and it'll be $130, $140 a month, and they're super happy. They're pleased. I'm pleased.
Yeah, that's we talk about this in our training. You'll only sell what you'll pull out of the bag to sell. So you're pulling that hospital indemnity out. And we say hospital indemnity, mostly which product? The GTL?
I like GTL, and I like it because they have the really comprehensive hospital indemnity, but they also have the indemnity benefits in that home health care plan, and almost everyone qualifies for it. So it's easy to sell in almost any situation.
And they pay for observation, the same as any other, same as a hospital admission. And I don't know that all of them are doing that at this time, but that has always been a problem. I've had problems with clients where they went in for observation. They were never admitted to the hospital, so the hospital indemnity does not pay. And in fact, that was GTL, but that was several years back when GTL did not pay for observation. So that's something that's a big deal. And well, so again, this is good, Joey. I mean, you're selling multiple products. You're selling Medicare supplements, Medicare Advantage. You're selling. Have you gotten much final expense out there?
Just a few, Nick. Not as often as I find the other things, but I have gotten it. Yes.
Yeah. But you just have the opportunity to sell it.
Yes.
That's what matters. Now, I want to go back to something because this is Joey. This is why people fail. It's at the door that they can't even get in the door in a confident manner. So when somebody answers the door, you use a clipboard?
I do, yes.
And you say, hey, what do you say?
Well, I introduce myself. I say, I'm here to do your benefit review for your Medicare. And that's it. I just look at them and I wait for them to say, come on in.
Do you dare them to not let you in?
That's what I do.
Go ahead. Try to stop me. But no. So it's just having a conversation. It's just kind of walking up. You know, there's positive energy and negative energy. That's what it is. Your thoughts on that, Joey?
Yeah, absolutely. You have to be even keel. You have to be happy. You know, you got to be in a good mood, even if you're not in a good mood. Because if a prospect picks up on the fact that you're not in a good mood, you're not there to help them. You're just, you know, frustrated. So you got to do whatever it takes to be in the right mindset. And it really does affect your sales. But I want to say something real quick, Nick, about getting in the door. Because I want to keep this perspective for all agents so they can understand. I don't get in every door. There are no-shows. There are people who tell me no at the door. I go through the same thing everyone else goes through. It's just all about volume. You got to have enough appointments to make sure you get in enough doors to make a sale.
Yes. Yeah. Again, see the people.
Exactly.
You have more opportunities, and then there is a percentage, there's a close rate, right?
That's right.
So you can toggle it up within reason and just sell more insurance, or toggle it down, allow yourself to be toggled down, and you'll sell less insurance. And there's a ratio on hospital indemnities that you'll sell if you attempt to sell them. If you don't attempt to sell it, you'll never discover your ratio, your percentage of sales as related to the amount of times you pull it out of your bag, so to speak. And I'm speaking metaphorically, pull it out of your bag. There's a percentage of final expense sales and even annuity sales. That as long as you keep asking, so if you see, and I don't like annuity sales in the AEP because I can't slow down that much, but I do plant the seed. So I just write it down on my lead sheet and I'll hold on to that. I say I write it down on my lead sheet. I haven't even been out yet, but I am going out to sell this week. So I've just been busy helping out other agents, but I am going to get out there because it probably is the last year that I actually go out and sell in this manner because I just don't need to. I'll probably just after this year, I'll just sell servicing clients, but I was asked to do it and I'm going to do it. And, but enough about me. The important thing is, Joey, that we help other people that need help selling insurance. What other advice do you have? Let's say for the new agent, what advice might you have?
For a new agent, when I was a new agent, I made a lot of mistakes. I didn't have the support I needed. I didn't have the training I needed. If you're new and you're watching this video, you need two things. You need training and support, and you need a marketing plan. And if you don't have those two things, then you need to find a place where you can get those two things, because that is the difference in success and failure. You have to know what to do, and you have to know how to do it. And that's the best advice I can give you if you're new, because you could spin your wheels for a couple years or even drop out of this industry if you don't get those two things right.
Now, I want to bring something else up. In the group recently, we had somebody that in Medicare Millionaire's Facebook group, which we encourage people to join that Facebook group. It's a no nonsense. That's what I've concluded, that's our kind of difference there. The other Facebook groups for Medicare sales is it's a no nonsense group. And but there was somebody in there that you posted something. You actually listed the companies and everything you sold and the products that you sold. Now, there was a woman, I believe, that stated, I've spent a fortune on Facebook leads and direct mail and stuff. Do you recall that post just yesterday?
I do, yes.
Yes. So you don't have to spend a fortune on all these fancy lead programs. It's just a matter of getting some leads and seeing people. These other leads aren't better. Joe, you know, I train for call centers, right?
Yes.
And in my training in these call centers, I see the leads, they get live transfers. And most of those leads are not sold. And they're live transfers. By far, if they can get 10% of those sold, they're doing a good job. That's 1 out of 10 live transfers. Are you familiar with that? There's that data?
Yes, I've seen the same thing.
Yeah.
really with any kind of live transfer setup, I've seen similar results.
Now, it might be a little different if it's double verified, maybe if it's a strong AARP and people are calling because they want to join. And I don't know, because I've never done training and I don't know the data behind AARP or United Healthcare. I imagine there are some systems that might be better, but they probably cost a fortune. But for basic call centers, that's just not the way it is. You can't expect, I'll bet you, I guarantee you, Joey, that you're selling a whole, percentage-wise, a whole lot more than those people are. And they're on that phone, on the headset all day long. And you get to roam about the country and be
That's
free.
one of the best parts.
Yeah, it is. So you got there, get a flat tire if you want. And I will add one other thing. Do you feel like windshield time is wasted time?
No, actually, I don't, especially if you have downlines, because that's when I make all my phone calls.
Yeah.
I don't think it's wasted time at all. If you sit there and listen to the radio, then sure. But you have a choice.
Exactly.
What you want to do while you're driving.
If you're listening to a great podcast, that would help you as well. Something
that's investing in
uplifting.
Yes.
Something that, is of significance that, that would make you a better person. That's an opportunity there.
Absolutely.
And so, hey, listen, Joe, we could beat this into the dirt, but I think we've covered a lot. What do you think?
I think so. Yes, it's going to be a great year, Nick. It really is.
It is. And we're not, exactly. It's going to be a great AEP. And then we flow right into the OEP, which the buzz is still there. The energy is still there for people to address their Medicare needs. Even if you're not allowed to advertise for it, the buzz is still there. And you're just going to roll right through it, Joey. And I'm real happy that your numbers have just exploded. And I'm just grateful to have you on our team, and grateful to be able to work with you, Joey. And I do want you to know that, and I do appreciate you, my friend. Hey,
well,
listen.
Here, Nick.
Yeah. Hey, Joey. What parting words of advice? Maybe we talked about the new agent, maybe the more experienced agent. Because you know this as well as I, there's a lot of experienced agents, much more experienced than you time-wise, right? That are struggling. What do you say to them?
I say to an experienced agent that if you're not making between 2 and 4 sales per day, then be willing to admit that maybe you should look at another system, because a lot of people get stuck in their ways, and that's human nature. But everyone should be able to make between 2 and 4 sales a day. So if you're not, then we have a way where you can. So don't be afraid to reach out and ask for help. Yeah.
Now I'm going to elaborate on that. If you go to the door, you can sell over the phone. So again, Joey sells face-to-face now. So I'm addressing this from a face-to-face standpoint. And most people that have worked with Joey know that he's big in phone sales as well. But if you go there and you have good positive energy, you have a smile on your face, you have a forward momentum, your body language is forward, that I'm coming in, not scared. You move forward, you go in, you sit down, you have a nice conversation. People like you. Call people by their first name. That's what I always do. You may not, but I suggest that, because that's what friends call friends, by their first name. Be competent and show them that you're smart and you understand what you're doing by intelligently conversing with them about Medicare, which means you need to study your craft from the standpoint of product. Craft would be more of your sales skills, which you need to study that as well. And then have an authoritative presence.
Yes, absolutely. Friendly,
show them that you're smart so that they can have confidence in you. When I say smart, just competent, and have a good grasp of what is required for this person to be successful with their Medicare. You don't have to be brilliant. You just need to be able to demonstrate the ability to communicate effectively about Medicare, and then have that authoritative presence so you can tell them what to do. Because Joey, you may be familiar, you and I may have talked about this, you shouldn't be asking them what to do. You're the expert, right?
Right. No, I don't ever ask them what to do. I give my recommendation.
Mm-hmm. And you need to do that excuse me, you need to do that in a commanding tone.
Exactly.
Because you
Here's
can't
what we're
ask,
going
you
to do.
gotta, excuse me, you have to tell them what to do so that they, just like a CPA, just like the lawyer, I don't like comparing us to lawyers, as the doctor, as the professional consultant would do. Tell them what to do.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So I would say this: if those watching want to join our Medicare Millionaires Facebook group, watch our Medicare Millionaires YouTube videos, Medicare Millionaire YouTube videos. You know, we want you to subscribe, and we'd like you to share our videos, and hey, leave some comments. You know, because Joey will look at these comments as well as I will, and we'll answer them. So, Joey, final words.
Final words. We still have over a month left. Get out there and make some sales.
Absolutely. All right. Well, Joey, it's good to, again, grateful to have you here. And I look forward to talking to you soon. And maybe we'll do another interview soon. Let people know how it's working out for you. Okay.
Sounds good, Nick.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.